Hey funnel builders, how are you doing? Mike here. Today, what I want to talk to you about is how to drastically increase your clients' customers' lifetime value. The idea here is we have you, right? And you provide a service to the customer, or we'll call them, in this case, we'll actually call them the client so that we can kind of make sure we don't get too confused. And they provide a service to their customer. What I want to help you do is increase how much this person spends. We're going to increase what we call as their LTV, also known as lifetime value. Now, lifetime value is basically, it can be actually cut up in a bunch of different ways. There's loads of different ways of measuring it, and everyone has a slightly different formula for how they measure it. Most people will talk about, well, how much has that customer spent with you in general over the entire period of their contract. If you sell to them one thing a year and that thing is $100, over 10 years their lifetime value is $1,000. Lifetime value can be affected yearly, monthly, per transaction. There's a lot of different ways of increasing it. One of the measures of lifetime value is what we call transaction density. Now, this sounds like a very kind of fancy, typical bullshit marketing term, and it is. But what we're trying to look at here is 4 areas. Basically, the amount that they spend per, we'll say year, but it could be per month if it's a monthly subscription. We're just per time frame. In this particular instance, we'll spend per year. We want to increase the amount of times they purchase. So if someone buys petrol, fuel, gas, whatever you guys call it, petrol, once a week, how could we get them to buy petrol twice a week? All right, that's the number of times they purchase. But you might be thinking, but isn't that related to per time over a period of time? This is why it can get a little confusing, because I only buy from Netflix once a month, and their model is going to be difficult for them to get me to buy twice a month, right? Does that make sense? So the actual amount of times that they purchase from you and the amount of times they buy per year. Some businesses are able to go, well, they currently have a subscription with us, but can we get them to pay twice for that? We also have per transaction. So that is like how much they buy in one foul swoop. So if they pay $10, can we get them to pay $12 or $20? Those are kind of the core areas of per transaction. And there's also, this is basically the time between purchases. So we want to reduce the amount of times between purchases. There's a few other things that we could look at, things like per customer and things like this, but those are kind of the 3 core ones. And what I want to look at is how we can increase all of those. There's a few ways we can do this. My favorite way to do this is a really simple OOO funnel, an OO funnel, sometimes called an ATM funnel. We've talked about this before, and by the way, I'm giving you this funnel if you want to get this exact template, plus all the follow-ups and plus all the emails and plus all the page design and all that kind of stuff. Here's a really easy way to increase transaction. Let's say that your average customer spends $1,000 with you per year as a rough rule. If we can, first of all, increase the price of the product so we can justify a $1,250 sale. That's the first thing. Justify an increase in price. If we could also increase per transaction, and that means adding on 2 extra products that maybe in total go to 250. Like maybe it's 125 and 125. And if we could add another potential 1,000 onto that for another product, that's some really easy ways to start increasing and to increase their times that they buy, the frequency that they buy. Here's how we do this. This here is a squeeze page where we basically want to give them something for free. You know what this is? It's a lead magnet, right? Free. training or guide on whatever. And you could do this for literally anything. Now remember, you're having to do this to attract this customer to this client. So what does this customer want to see, and what does their lead magnet need to look like? Let's say that you work with coaches who help reduce stress. The lead magnet could be something super simple, such as how to reduce stress every single workday in 5 minutes or less, right? Something nice and simple. And let's say that the $1,000 they spend a year with you is some kind of stress related coaching. The first thing that we're going to try and do is immediately make them a one-time offer, an OTO. If this is free, we want to try and offer them maybe something in the region of $100, okay? Something like that. And we give them the option to buy here and now. And what we're also going to do is we're going to have another O, the order bump. This is where we look at another product, and this could be anything like doubling the price. It could be a quarter the price. It could be double the value. So let's say we have an order bump, which is a single one-off product where we say, hey, if you like this free thing of how to do it in 5 minutes, I want to show you how to get complete control over your stress. Even if you have kids, a stressful job, and you're not sleeping well at the moment, I want to show you how to do that. It's a 3-day intensive program. It's $100. I want to show you how to do that. The order bump then says, and if you would like the audio guide, which you can listen to on the train or while commuting, that will help de-stress you as you move forward through the process, that is just an extra $99. We did sell this as again a 4-day intensive for $1,000, and we want to give you the audio version for $99. So already we have doubled the value of how much they're going to buy. And then we're going to say to them, look, if you liked that, we actually have a $1,000 at-home study course that will allow you to completely de-stress and allow others to de-stress over a period of 6 weeks, and will ultimately yield in you having much higher sleep quality or whatever. This could also have an order bump, and this is called a one-click upsell. So this is when they go, yeah, I would like that. They click it once and it charges their card. So we're presuming that they're going to spend at least $1,100. And so when they come through, they click and it just charges their card an extra 100. And we could even have an order bump on that. Now, there are some funnels that will have a further one-click upsell, perhaps to some kind of subscription. Nothing wrong with that. They can work. If you have a great subscription product for, $99 per month, to get a free call or whatever. A colleague of mine, a guy called Matt, does like super high ticket. It's not $99 per month by any stretch of the imagination, but he does a morning call with you live, gets you focused. He works with like 5 or 6 clients ever. So he has a super high ticket recurring revenue product, but something along those lines. Here's what's important. Someone who says yes to the one-time offer and then sees the OCO and then drops out, what we want to do is follow up. And this is when we basically send them a sales campaign for the value of this product. And this shouldn't be $1,000, should it? We said we would increase the price to $1,250. Now, the important thing to understand here is increasing this price means packaging it up and not just saying we offer monthly coaching. What we're now doing is we're doing a 30-day intensive where we will work with you one-on-one. It will take 15 minutes a day. We will have a conversation with you, and by the end, you will be able to combat stress like nobody's business. Nothing will be able to rile you. That's how you increase your prices, is basically by justifying the offer and by having a follow-up campaign. For something like $1,000, maybe 5 to 7 emails, follow-up series, basically trying to get them to get back to that. And the same with this as well. If they don't buy this, we put them into a follow-up campaign. If they do buy, so that's a sales campaign. If they do buy from here, we can automatically put them into that sales campaign anyway. If they drop off, then obviously we want to continue selling them. This is technically called an ascension or an upsell campaign is the specific word. So we have 1 incentive, 2 incentive, 3, I'll call that 3 as well, 4, 5, 6, 7, and increasing the prices 8. You have got 8 different products that you could package up there and sell to someone. You could say, how about we double the value of your customers. Do the maths and work out what it is. My average client's customers are spending £1,000 a year. How could we get that to 1,200 to 1,500, even doubling it to 2,000? Working out what that funnel is, doing the maths, and then starting these campaigns. That's not even true, because you also have the squeeze campaign at the start to try and drive traffic. So you've got 9 products that you can sell. By the way, you can get this for free if you head over to gohighlevel.com/Mike-Killam, where I've created all of this for you ready to go that you could sell to customers. I've labeled it, it's all ready to go, and you would just change kind of depending on what it is that they're buying. You literally have something there that if you were able to turn around and say, I can double the lifetime value, or even increase the lifetime value of your clients by 50%, that would be well worth them paying 15, 20, 25 grand for, right? 2 grand a month to set this up, run it, and have people go through that process. Guys, I hope that was useful. If it was, let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, I will see you on another video.